Hello, my name is Michael, and I obsess. I come across something that grabs me and I consume until I can't take anymore, and then I'm on to the next. Some obsessions last a week, others a lifetime. It is my intention to explore these obsessions with you as they occur while the passion is hot. Welcome to Eclectic Obsessions. The Krofft Supershow was a Saturday morning children's variety show produced by Sid and Marty Krofft. It aired for 2 seasons from September 11th, 1976 to September 2nd, 1978 on ABC. The show was composed of several live-action segments hosted by Captain Cool and the Kongs, a rock band created for the series. The Season 1 segments were Dr. Shrinker, Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, and Wonderbug, plus reruns of The Lost Saucer for the first half of the season. They were dropped when the show was cut from 90 minutes to 1 hour. For Season 2, Dr. Shrinker and Electra Woman and Dyna Girl were dropped and replaced with Bigfoot and Wild Boy and Magic Mongo. Each live-action section was about 15 minutes in length. Now most of that does not jive with my memory at all. I suspect at a local level things were broken up and repackaged. I have no memory of Captain Cool and the Kongs. I do not remember Bigfoot and Wild Boy or Magic Mongo. I do not recall watching these on Saturday mornings. I do remember my after-school afternoons filled with Dr. Shrinker, The Lost Saucer, Wonderbug, and Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, and those are the shows we will be exploring on this episode of Eclectic Obsessions.
Out of the sky.
The Lost Saucer was an ABC network television series produced by Sid and Marty Krofft. It originally aired from September 6, 1975 to September 2, 1976. Reruns of the show aired from September 1976 through December 1976 on the Krofft Supershow, and in daily syndication from 1978 to 1985 as part of the Krofft Superstars package with 6 other Krofft series. The Lost Saucer was about 2 friendly time-traveling androids from the year 2369 named Phi and Fum, who land their flying saucer on present-day Earth. They good-naturedly invite a young boy named Jerry and his babysitter Alice to check out the interior of the craft. As onlookers begin to gather, though, the 2 androids become nervous about attracting attention and abruptly take off with Jerry and Alice. The flying saucer has the ability to travel through time, but the controls which allow the androids to specify an exact date become damaged, thus preventing the androids from returning Jerry and Alice to their rightful time and place.
Impossible. I mean, who are you really, and what's this all about, and where are you from?
Well, as we said, we're androids named Phi and Fum, and we're from the planet ZR3.
I'm from the southern part myself.
In the year 2369. And we
Wait. The planet ZR3.
Mm-hmm.
The year 2369?
Right.
Double weird. How did you get back to our time?
Well, it's very simple. You see, this flying saucer goes faster than the speed of light, and zippo, you're right through the time warp.
The The series follows the foursome as the two androids who bicker and argue incessantly with each other, neither seeming competent with the ship's controls, encounter various adventures while trying to get Jerry and Alice back home, or return to their own home on planet ZR3, where they hope to make repairs with the help of their look-alike creators Dr. Locker and Professor Pringle. The adventures are usually set on Earth or an Earth colony, either in the distant past or in the distant future, hundreds or even thousands of years hence. Typically, episodes were blatant social commentaries dealing with extremes such as a world where names and faces were replaced with numbers, where machines were outlawed due to a global energy shortage, or a city where the population had grown lazy and obese because robots do all the physical work.
This is really all too much for me. Can't we just go back down to Earth?
Oh, Alice, you've got to be kidding. Don't you want to see what the 24th century looks like?
Oh, don't be silly, Jerry. You see, I'm babysitting for him, and his parents are going to be very worried.
Start descent procedures.
Stand by.
Tom, stop it. Oh,
What's going on?
oh,
Can't run away arm.
he's hitting all the wrong buttons.
Got in a factory second.
What's happening now?
He accidentally activated the cyclic time vortex.
Stand by, we're going through the time warp.
One of these light years.
Vortex spin completed. We've gone through the time warp.
Fantastic. Where are we? And when are we?
Oh, I don't know. Our urometer shorted out. But we'll soon find out. We're going down, and this time I'll program it. Stand by.
Accompanying them on their adventures was a creature known as the Dorse, which was a half-dog, half-horse hybrid with the body of a large shaggy dog and the head of a small horse. In Get a Dorse, two scientists kidnapped the Dorse to use as a power source because the world's fuel supplies were finally used up.
Easy, boy. It was a false collision alarm. Whoa, a Dorse. Dorse. Whoa. Fix. Come on.
Doors. There, Alice, look at him. The rear's a dog and the front is a horse.
Put it all together and you've got...
A Dorse, of course.
Well, I see it, but I don't believe it.
Well, he's a product of biogenetic engineering. You know, crossbreeding. We did a lot of that in the 24th century.
The show starred Jim Nabors as Fum, Ruth Buzzy as Phi, Jared Johnson as Jerry, Alice Playton as Alice, and Larry Larson as the Dorse. The Lost Saucer was produced for 16 25-minute episodes and lasted one season on ABC from 1975 to 1976. Dr. Shrinker is an evil scientist with a lab on an uncharted island who creates a shrink ray that can miniaturize anything. Three young adults named Brad Fulton, B.J. Masterson, and her brother Geordie Masterson crash their plane on the island. As they make their way to the only house, they meet Dr. Shrinker and his assistant Hugo. Dr. Shrinker, in an effort to prove that his shrinking ray works, shrinks the three people down to 6 inches tall. The remainder of the series was different efforts by the Shrinkies to return to normal size, while Dr. Shrinker and Hugo want to catch the trio so that they will have physical proof that the ray works for whatever world power wants to buy it. Dr. Shrinker also implied that he would give the unnamed buyer the Shrinkies as a free bonus. In one episode, Dr. Shrinker's plan was to sell the shrink ray to the highest bidder. The second highest bidder would receive the shrinkies.
Okay, you guys, let's move it. We've got to find the plane wreckage before that maniac, Dr. Shrinker, finds us.
Let's pray the radio is still working. It's the only way we can get help.
Just one question. Are you sure this is the way Tom Thumb started?
This is ludicrous. I, the greatest scientist in the world, reduced to chasing shrunken teenagers. Well, why don't you forget about them? Forget about them. Those mini-brats are the only human proof that my shrinking ray works. I must have them back. Well, listen. You win a few, you lose a few. Lose, Dr. Shrinker, lose. No, Hugo, I have never lost. And I will not lose now. I will get those shrinkies back and prove my machine works with 3 living human examples of my genius. But, Dr. Shrinker, they're so tiny, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, a bug in the jungle. A bug in the jungle? Of all the stupid, idiotic, imbecilic, wonderful ideas. Hugo, I could kiss you.
Each episode was basically the same. As Dr. Shrinker himself said in one episode, I chase the shrinkies, I catch the shrinkies escape. It's a vicious cycle and it's driving me mad. Plus there are all sorts of now giant-sized obstacles which must be overcome either in daily struggles to stay alive while so small or in their attempts to get the doctor to make them human-sized again while trying to avoid his various traps.
It's them! The other 2 shrinkies! I'll get them, Doctor! Hugo! I'll get them! Now my bidders can have 3 shrinkies for the price of 1. His bidders?
Don't worry, BJ. We came here to rescue you.
Gordy, this is no time for family jokes. Although I've got to admit, you're the biggest joke our family ever had.
Come on, BJ, cool it.
Yeah, we're not going to let that creepy doctor push us around.
Gordy.
Hi there.
Creepy doctor, am I? We'll see what sweet nothings you dream up for your new owners. And believe me, you'll do exactly as they say.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Like, being left in the bank at night so you can turn off the alarm when your new owners arrive. Or
Hugo, please. The shrinking ray was my idea. And that's why you made us this small? So we could rob banks?
No. The second highest bidder gets you. The highest bidder gets the shrinking ray that made you. So when you're robbing banks or government secrets in one country, someone in another country will be shrinking them. Isn't that inventive? Come, Hugo. Time for you to warm up the generator for the shrinking ray. Hugo, do this. Hugo, do that. When those buyers show up, he'll really see what Hugo can do.
Hugo!
Yes, come in.
You see, I told you nobody was happy in their work anymore.
The show starred Jay Robinson as Dr. Shrinker, Billy Barty as Hugo, Ted Eccles as Brad Fulton, Susan Lawrence as B.J. Masterson, and Jeff McKay as Gordy Masterson. Dr. Shrinker was produced for 16 15-minute episodes and lasted 1 season on ABC from 1976 through 1977.
Sitting in a junkyard waiting to be ground up is a pile of cars. Looking for an old car, found a funny spot car, let's make him ours. Found a magic horn, a new car was born. The toughest of the toughest, super cars. Wonderbug. 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 Fast and fast, smarter than smart. Wonderbug. When you hear the horn, help is on the way. So clap your hands. Hooray for the Wonderbug. The wonderful Wonderbug.
Barry, Cece, and Susan are 3 teenaged friends who fix up an old dune buggy which they dubbed Schlepp Car. When they attach a magic horn to the car, Schleppcar comes to life as Wonderbug. Wonderbug could fly and help the teens fight crime. Wonderbug's alter ego Schleppcar, so named due to its personalized California license plate Schlepp, was an old beat-up conglomeration of several junked cars that looked like a rusty dune buggy. Like Herbie of Disney movie fame, Schleppcar was alive and could drive itself, and could also talk in a mumbling voice. It was found in a junkyard by teenagers Barry Buntrock, C.C. McNamara, and Susan Talbot. Schleppcar transformed into the shiny metal flake orange Wonderbug whenever a magic horn, which played the bugle call for cavalry charge, was sounded. In his Wonderbug identity, Schleppcar had the power of flight and was able to help the three teens capture crooks and prevent wrongdoing.
What are you panting for, Schlepp? We did all the work.
I don't mind seeing a ghost, but I sure hate it when a ghost sees me back.
A real ghost? I still think it's exciting.
Susan, there's no such thing as a real ghost.
Oh, come on, Barry. We just saw one.
A ghost? Don't make me laugh. It was a ghost, wasn't it?
There's definitely something strange going on in Gruesome Gulch.
I think we can all agree with that. I say it's time to do a little investigating.
Right. With the help of...
Wonderbug!
Let's get a look at Gruesome Gulch from the air.
All right.
Okay, Super Buddy. Better cut the engine so no one hears us.
Perfect, Wonderbug. We can see the whole town from here.
You see anything unusual?
Nope. Just a sports car.
A sports car? I see it. Over there in that old building.
Huh. Now, what do you suppose a ghost would be doing with a sports car?
He can't afford a Rolls Royce.
Come on. We'd better get a closer look.
In Wonderbug mode, the car was a Volkswagen-based Myers-Manx clone body. Specifically, the body was a Dune Runner manufactured by Dune Buggy Enterprises of Westminster, California. Dune Buggy Enterprises offered the Dune Runner with 3 different hood choices. Wonderbug has the T-Bird hood choice. The car had articulated eyeball headlights and a custom bumper that resembled a mouth. Different bumpers were sometimes used to give the car different facial expressions. When the car spoke in its mumbling voice, a rubber puppet stand-in with a moving mouth was sometimes used. The space that would normally contain the right rear passenger seat instead contained a box, described in dialogue as the costume wardrobe trunk. This box actually served to conceal a hidden driver in scenes in which the car drives itself. The car also had a long fender-mounted radio antenna that terminated with a robot-like claw or gripper. Its license plate would change to Wonderbug. Barry often thought he was the brains of the outfit. However, it was usually Susan who came up with the ideas that saved them. A running gag was that Barry would suggest an outrageously implausible plan, its absurdity recognized by both Cece and Susan. Susan would then suggest a far more sensible plan, usually involving disguises, which Barry would then suggest as if it were his own, prompting Cece to praise Barry's supposed genius.
I think I prefer ghosts to car thieves.
Yeah, let's split. Faster than fast.
Split? You want to let that phony ghost get away with making fools of us? Let those crooks go on stealing cars? Forget about your duty as a law-abiding citizen? Just leave...
Whoa! Do you want a separate answer for each question? Or would you settle for one big yes?
Look, just trust me.
Where have we heard that before?
I have a plan.
Same place we heard that before.
This one is surefire. We get... Are you ready? We get John Wayne. And then
John Wayne? Barry, my man, that is really wacky.
And then we circle the wagons.
What? Maybe we could out-ghost the ghost.
Hey, wait a minute. What an idea.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
I have such an idea. Believe it or not, we can actually out-ghost the ghosts.
Now you're talking, Barry, my man. Hey, out-ghosting the ghost.
Let's go see what we can find in Schlepp's wardrobe trunk.
Why do I even try? Hey, fellas!
Susan accepted the situation uncomplainingly, even telling a female character who observed one such exchange, "You'll get used to it." The show starred David Levy as Barry Buntrock, John Anthony Bailey as C.C. McNamara, and Carol Ann Selflinger as Susan Talbot. Wonderbug was produced for 22 15-minute episodes and lasted 2 seasons on ABC from 1976 through 1978.
Electra woman and Dyna girl, fighting all evil deeds. Each writes for a magazine, hiding the life she leads. Electra woman and Dyna girl. Summon to Electra, face by Electra, comp they wear. Laurie and Judy dare to face any criminal anywhere. Electra woman and Dyna girl.
Laurie and Judy, reporters for Newsmaker magazine, are secretly Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, crime-fighting superheroines. Assisted by their friend Frank Heflin, they fought such supervillains as the Pharaoh and Cleopatra, the Sorcerer, Glitter Rock, Ali Baba, Spider Lady, and the Empress of Evil. The program followed the crime-fighting exploits of female Caped Crusader Electra Woman and her teen sidekick Dyna Girl, who worked in their off time as reporters for Newsmaker magazine. The full real names of the two were never revealed in any of the installments, although their first names were Laurie and Judy, respectively. In each episode, the duo would don skin-tight spandex in a bright flash of light called an Electra charge, get into the Electra car, and use an array of technically advanced gadgets to thwart an eccentric collection of supervillains. They were assisted by Frank Heflin, a scientist who stayed at their Electra base, operating its highly sophisticated CrimeScope computer, a parody of the Bat computer, while keeping in continual contact with the pair through their Electra comms. Electra Woman and Dyna Girl were basically a female version of Batman and Robin, with Dyna Girl uttering phrases like Electra Wow or Electra Yikes, and so on.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Frank. You rang?
Yes, it looks like trouble. CrimeScope has picked up on a report that the Pharaoh is back in this area.
The Pharaoh? Electra Wow!
And with Cleopatra, no doubt.
Yes, I've put CrimeScope on alert to give us immediate information on the sighting of that villain. By the way, I've developed a new attachment for your Electra comp. I believe it could come in handy.
King Tut's pyramid and the Coptic eye. Both within my grasp.
If you can outwit Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, you know they'll be onto your scheme, dear Pharaoh.
You're right, my sweet Cleopatra. I must devise a plan.
No. This time, I have a plan.
The Electrocomms were bulky wrist devices worn by the title characters. They could function as two-way radios with video capabilities. They also served a variety of other specialized functions which allowed the duo to escape various traps devised by their enemies. With the addition of special cartridge attachments, the Electrocomms were additionally seen to perform the following functions on the show. Direct-a-Scan, which navigates the title characters through buildings to the exact location of the villain. Electra Change allows the title characters to change from their civilian clothing to the costumes of their super-powered alter egos instantaneously. Electra Beam emits a focused kinetic beam of energy that can push or pull objects much like a tractor or presser beam. Electra Degravitate, allowing the title characters to defy gravity for very short distances so that they can circumvent obstacles in their path or levitate themselves to higher ground. Electra Force, apparently breaks steel bars, was not available the one time it was attempted. Electra Force Shield is essentially a force field used to detain villains once they have been caught. The shield was also used defensively as a protective barrier that can shield against any physical and energy attacks. Electra Freeze, lowers the temperature of the target to below freezing. Electra G increases the weight of the target. Electra Split replicates target to create a copy. Both objects are left in an unstable state, and it does not work on human beings. Electra Strobe speeds the wearer's motions, thoughts, and actions 10,000 times faster than normal. Electra Vibe creates a localized sonic field that can shatter glass or disorient an opponent who is not equipped with earplugs. Electra Vision emits a blindingly bright light, turning night into day. Electra X is a portable X-ray that reveals the target's skeleton or identity beneath any disguise. The Electra car is a shield-shaped three-wheeled vehicle that can also convert into the Electra plane with its wheels folded under and inside it. As the Electra plane, the Electra car is capable of flying into low Earth orbit. It also has a tracking beam for pursuing villains. The Electra base, located beneath the duo's civilian home and accessible by a hidden elevator, not only houses Frank Heflin's lab and the Electra car, but also serves as the home to CrimeScope, one of the most powerful computers ever built, much like the Bat computer, which it parodies. CrimeScope is always kept up to date with what is going on in the world, can analyze any data transmitted through the Electrocomms, and can also operate the Electra car via remote control.
I felt you'd be interested in the latest in night tracking devices.
Well, what is it, Frank?
Well, I choose to call it ElectraVision. Go on, now put it into your Electrocomms, plug it in. Now, watch your eyes. Punch up your bypass.
Ooh! Electra blinding! Wow! That's some flashlight, Frank.
All right, now turn it off, turn it off. Ah. ElectraVision can turn night into day, as you can see, eh?
I couldn't see anything.
Greetings, Electra woman and Dyna girl. As a law-abiding citizen, I feel it is my duty to warn you.
She's warning us?
The Pharaoh has his eye on something in King Tut's pyramid and intends to make it his own.
But why is she telling us all this?
You're probably wondering why I'm telling you all this. Well, I've seen the light, as you say. I'm through with my life of crime. Trust me.
Trust her? Huh. I'd sooner trust a cobra. King Tut's pyramid.
Wait, this could be a trap, Electra woman.
But it's a place to start, Frank. Come on, Dyna girl, we're off to the pyramid.
The Electra enemies with their henchmen and women are the Sorcerer and Miss Dazzle, the Empress of Evil and Lucretia, Alibaba and the Genie, Glitter Rock and Sideman, the Spider Lady with Legs and Spinner, and the Pharaoh and Cleopatra.
We're losing valuable time, Dyna girl. There's no telling where the Pharaoh could be by now.
Here we are.
Forget something?
I don't think your Coptic eye will get you out of this one, Pharaoh.
Right. You're running out of time.
Time? The hourglass, the stone, 18 tons!
What's he babbling about?
Oh, probably some trick.
There's no time to explain. We've got to get out of here.
Our Electroforce shields have gone dead.
Now what's going on? Electra woman, Dyna girl, come in.
18 tons of stone have sealed off the entrance to this chamber.
And blocked our power from Electra base.
Is there any way out?
None. The system is foolproof.
Come on, CrimeScope, there must be some signal from them. Electra woman, Dyna girl.
The show starred Deirdre Hall as Laurie/Electra Woman, Judy Strangis as Judy/Dyna Girl, and Norman Alden as Professor Frank Heflin. Electra Woman and Dyna Girl was produced for 16 12-minute episodes and lasted one season on ABC from 1976 through 1977.
Krofft Supershow, we created some great shows there. And they were all in reality, and we didn't have to do them in Lidsville and in Puffin Living Island. We had a shot at surviving with these shows, and we had great creativity. We found good people in Wonderbug, created that car, Electra Woman and Dyna Girl. That still is alive. We're going to either do a series or a movie of that now. Wonderbug's going to one day be a movie. So the shows that came out of that, Dr. Shrinker, which is a great show with
Billy Barty,
with Billy Barty and Jay Robinson. So that Krofft Supershow, that whole group of shows, it was very important to me, and especially now. Well, because that we did shows in reality, didn't go bankrupt doing them, and were able to be creative while we were doing them. Now it didn't make a lot of people happy, and some of us, but it kept us, it kept us healthy. Because as an independent, I think that anybody that's watching this interview, has to know about reality, and you got to create with some reality in mind. So we did some of that, and then we did others, like the Puffin stuffs that had no reality from the standpoint of trying to make this thing work and stay alive while you're doing it. And those are the stories that I think that people are interested in, that want to know about our careers.
These programs were only on a short time, but have stayed with me my whole life. Not a week goes by that I don't find myself singing the Dr. Shrinker theme or thinking about Electra Woman and Dyna Girl. As I stated at the beginning of this episode, I am not correctly remembering the format, but I am obviously obsessed with these shows. Thank you for listening to Eclectic Obsessions. If you like what you've heard, please subscribe on iTunes. Leave me a review. All 5-star reviews will be read on the show. You can follow the show on Facebook at Eclectic Obsessions, on Twitter at Eclectic Obsess 1, on Instagram at Eclectic Obsessions Podcast, and on YouTube at Eclectic Obsessions. I'd love to hear what you think. Feel free to email the show at ecobpod@gmail.com. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new Eclectic Obsession.